Welcome to the February 2022 edition of Tiger Time News. I'm Katie Foster.
And I'm Grayson Boyd. Let's get started.
Basketball homecoming was February 7th. Becca Bryant has more.
I spoke with our 21-22 basketball homecoming queen, Grayson Boyd. What notable qualities do you think made you an obvious choice for homecoming royalty?
I think some qualities are school spirit, uplifting attitude, and kindness to my classmates.
How did the atmosphere of the gym feel while you were cheering on your Tigers?
It was very energetic, fun, and overall exciting for my last homecoming game.
Grayson, you were elected homecoming queen. Were you surprised?
I was very surprised there were many girls this year that could have gotten it.
Congratulations to Grayson Boyd for achieving this accomplishment. Back to you.
We have some new teachers that have joined our staff since we last reported the news. Alexis Williams spoke to these teachers about joining the BCHS staff.
As the school year has progressed, new teachers have been added to our staff. I had the honor of asking them a few questions. Miss Knight, what brought you to Bolivar Central High School?
The challenge of teaching welding to the students here at the school.
Yes, ma'am. What is your hope for welding in the future?
I hope more get into it. I'd like to see more females get into it because it's really challenging for them because the world don't think females should weld.
Do you hope to change welding or bring anything from your own personality into welding for the class?
I want everybody to treat everybody equal. Respect. I'm trying to teach the students along with welding to be respectful.
All right, thank you so much. Mr. Smith, what brought you to BCHS?
I sort of think of it as divine intervention. I recently graduated from Tennessee State this past November, and I was trying to find me a job for the next 6 months until school resumed in next fall. And it's crazy how life and God works. God allowed me to come back. They offered me the job here at BCHS to have an impact on the youth. So I just think it like life working its way for me to come back for 6 months of semester, get my time back to my community. So that's how that came about.
Mr. Smith, what was your profession before you came to Bolivar?
I was a full-time student leader at Tennessee State University. That's kind of like mainly like what I did. I was also a pharmacy technician at Kroger previously before I came to BCHS. So that's kind of like the things that I did prior to me coming to BCHS.
And lastly, what subject do you teach now?
I teach two subjects. I teach chemistry to 11th graders and algebra 1 to freshmen.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you. We are very excited to have these new teachers join our faculty. Back to you.
SGA elections were recently held. Paige Stallworth and Mary Anderson talked briefly with the newly elected members.
We interviewed the newly elected SGA members. This is what they had to say. As a senior SGA member, what are some ideas that you would like to see happen?
Well, I'd really just like to better everything for the whole school, but specifically for the senior class. It's our last year. I just want to make everything as good as it can be, make sure we're making memories and everything like that. I'd like to maybe work with Miss Fulgham a little bit, and, she does her job great, but maybe just make sure we're getting all we can to prepare us for college or technical school or wherever we're going after this.
Thank you.
Paige, as your third year being president, what is something that you wish to see happen?
As far as this year, this is the class of 2023's first high school experience, and hopefully we get more participation and more school events and have like a fun environment. And also with prom this year, hopefully that'll be fun and give our class and the seniors a time to enjoy themselves.
All right, thank you.
Elena, how do you feel running unopposed for your second year?
I was surprised to know that none of my other classmates ran for a position in SGA, but I was relieved to know that I would get the position to be in leadership. So,
Congratulations to all the newly elected SGA members.
The basketball regular season has come to an end. Both the boys and girls teams are moving on to the postseason play. Eli Grantham asked the coaches to talk about their seasons.
Coach Parson, this year being your first year as head coach at Bolivar and as a teacher, you had a great season. What do you think you brought to the team to be successful this year?
I think this competitiveness, just very early on when I got hired this summer, we got them in camps. We played about 10, 12 games early on, and just kind of instilled that early on in them, just coming out, working hard, just playing, to their utmost potential and just competing every single day. That's been the main focus for this whole year, and I think that's the big key for our success this season.
What are you hoping to improve on next season?
I'm hoping we're going to have some more depth on our team. Again, it's really hard first year with a new system, offense and defense, and just getting used to that and just how your coach expects you to play. I think everybody's bought in, and I think everybody that's here now has kind of got that concept down. We're going to be adding some freshmen in. I think we've got about 7 or 8 freshmen that I know of that played in our middle school feeder systems this year that's going to be coming. So I think that's going to give us a lot more depth for next season because we have a few girls there that's going to be ready to compete from day one. And, I look forward to having, a 20-plus team this year. So,
thank you. Coach Crisp, this year being your first year as head coach, you had a great season. What do you think you brought to the team to succeed this season?
I think I brought a lot of hard work and determination. Want everybody to come in, work as a family, hold each other accountable and hold themselves accountable. And I think the guys did a great job of that this year. Very proud of them.
And with being named District Coach of the Year, how does it feel to be honored with that title, especially in your first year as head coach?
It feels real great, blessed and humble. But I owe everything to the guys when they come in working hard. From day one they did everything we asked them to do. Also, to my coaching staff, they've been there day one. I lean on them for advice a lot, and I cherish every word they say. It's real valuable to me. So, I give kudos to the guys and staff for helping me get Coach of the Year this year.
And lastly, what are you hoping to improve on next season?
I'm just hoping, come off a strong year this year and just keep everything moving forward. Continue the hard work and dedication, for next year and the years after that, and just keep improving each year.
Thank you.
BCHS clubs are competing at various levels of competition. Juliana Walton and Emily Gibson have the updates.
I spoke to Ms. Pardue to get more information on the HOSA club updates. Ms. Pardue, tell me more about state and what state consists of.
Students have to start out at the regional level to be able to compete at the state competitions. When we go, there will be opening and closing ceremonies, and each group will have to participate in their competition.
How many students are participating in state this year?
21.
Could you explain some more of the competitions students are participating in?
One of the group competitions is HOSA Bowl. It's kind of like a Jeopardy except with HOSA questions. And one of the group competitions is public service announcement, and the students have to make a commercial.
Thank you. The dates for the state competition is March 27th through the 30th and will take place in Knoxville, Tennessee.
For a club update, I spoke to FFA advisor, Mr. Sartain. Mr. Sartain, would you mind giving a recap of any recent FFA activities?
Yes, here recently we just competed in our regional speaking competitions. We had 3 competitors, Campbell Emerson, Leah Smith, and Emily Gibson. Emily was fortunate enough to win the regional contest where she will be advancing to state in March, where she will compete against 5 other people from the state of Tennessee. We also have FFA Week coming up next week. During FFA Week, we will be attending UT Martin for their UTM FFA night, where students will get a chance to tour the campus and get a hands-on learning demonstration of opportunities that the campus has to offer. Also during March, we will be attending the Discovery Park of America for their Ag Day, where they will be unveiling their brand new state-of-the-art greenhouse, where students will be able to see the greenhouse industry, as well as being able to meet and discuss agricultural opportunities with other industry leaders in the field.
Thank you. Throughout the year, FFA participates in community service, local, state, and national competitions, and various other forms of agricultural learning opportunities. BCHS is thankful for FFA's continual involvement and notable achievement. Back to you.
Spring sports have begun their practices and are looking forward to the upcoming season. Campbell Emerson has more.
As this year's spring sports are just around the corner, I interviewed the coaches to see how this season will go. Coach Barnes, you have a lot of freshmen this year. What does it take to build them up?
Man, just hard work and, just consistency. The biggest thing is just starting with the fundamentals and just trying to break them down and then building them up.
Last year and this year you had a somewhat young team. How does that make you prepare for the future?
Well, we went ahead and we just said we're going to be young. We're going to commit to that, and we're going to try to develop, and we're going to try to get better. And we saw we had a lot better results than what we thought we were going to get, and because of that, that's going to be good momentum going into this year.
You finished 4th in the tournament last year. How does that somewhat success compel you to this year?
Man, trying to finish 1st or 2nd. That's the biggest thing, is just trying to make it out of the district and trying to do something we haven't done in a while. And I think we have the team to do that, but we have to be very good on execution and, just the small things and the details of the game.
Thank you. Coach Emerson, you're in a new district this year. How do you feel?
Well, Campbell, we're coming from a very difficult district and headed into another one. Riverside, Scotts Hill, Adamsville have a long line of good softball, so we're just looking forward to it again.
You have no seniors this year. Who's going to fill that role?
Actually, I have my players vote for captains this year since we didn't have any. So they chose Madison, Chloe Burns, Riley, and Kaylee Bryant. So I look for them to take a great role in this team.
You made it to sub-state last year. How do you feel that success will roll over?
I do have 8 returning players, so they were a part of that last year. We lost some great seniors, obviously, but having that many returning players coming back into that role, we'll take one game at a time and go from there.
Is your youngest son your favorite?
Absolutely. He is my favorite, and today we're matching on Twin Day.
Thank you. Coach Wellens, how do you feel about this year's new district?
Well, we dropped down from the large school division to the small school division. Chester County also dropped down with us. So it's just based on enrollment is what it is. So what we've done is drop down. So we're now in a district with Middleton, who we always tried to play anyway, Scotts Hill, who we have scheduled on occasion but not recently, and then Adamsville, who we always try to play as well. Other than that, I'm trying to think of the other teams. Scotts Hill, Adamsville, Madison Academic would be the other one. We haven't played Madison in several years. They used to be in our district. But they're all teams we're at least familiar with, nobody that I've never seen in competition. So I'm looking forward to the season and what we're going to have.
You have 19 players this year. How has that affected how you view the game and practice?
It definitely gives me more options to place on the court at any given time. I'll have a little more depth to work with, so if somebody's injured or sick, I'll be able to fill that spot fairly easily. It makes practice a little more challenging because I've got more players on there, so players getting fewer reps. So it's going to change the way I run practice a little bit, but I think having the extra depth will pay off.
You lost your senior leadership last year. How will you be able to fill that role?
For the boys, I've got some players that have played that are coming up. Still, they're seniors. I've got a 4-year player as well, so I've got leadership on the boys team. For the girls, I don't have any senior girls that are come back from last year. All my seniors this year are first-time players, so I'm looking for my juniors to step up and be the leaders on the team.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Alexis Williams, you're the captain of this year's track team. How do you feel that you will lead your team?
I am very honored to be able to lead the team, and I'm hoping that I will be able to lead underclassmates to be able to be their best selves in their running capabilities and their mental running capabilities as well.
What are you most prepared for this season?
I am most prepared for, honestly, the running aspect. I've really worked off season to get my times down, so I'm very excited to accomplish those goals.
How do you feel like your team this year will succeed?
I think that we will place at all of our meets. I'm hoping, I hope that we can go to state, but if not, I will still be very impressed and proud.
Good luck, Tigers, on this year's spring sports.
BCHS is proud to announce their Teacher of the Year, Miss Kim Emerson. Cooper Henson spoke with her about her recognition.
The teachers voted Miss Emerson to be the 2021-2022 Teacher of the Year for Bolivar Central High School, so I went to ask her a few questions about this title. Hey, Miss Emerson, how does it feel to be Teacher of the Year?
Cooper, it's such a humbling experience, and as I told Miss Polk the day she told me, anybody in this building could have gotten that award. They deserve it as much or more than I do.
What do you think got you this title?
Cooper, I would say just last year's experience running the virtual school. I think teachers got to see a different side of me other than just my jogging pants or shorts and playing games in the gym. So they saw a whole different side of me.
And finally, what would you say is some advice you could give to not only teachers here but anywhere?
One of my favorite quotes, Cooper, is by Maya Angelou, and it says that people may forget what you said, but they'll never forget the way you made them feel. And I think if you just let them come in, love on them, respect them, great things can happen in your classroom.
Thank you. Congratulations to Miss Emerson for winning Bolivar Central's Teacher of the Year. You earned it.
That's all for this edition. Be sure to keep up to date with all the BCHS news and happenings.
Be safe, work hard, and as always,
Go Tigers!
I'm so speechless that she's quadruple awesome. I mean, she's just like the
that's
everything
big.
rolled up
That's
in one
huge.
big
Awesome.
package. Just awesome. That's what.